For lab 6, I'm going to explain the first part, which is the raw data extraction from the given PDFs and processing that data before entering the required data into a MySQL database. So I've divided it into 3 stages. The first stage, it tackles the initial data extraction using a tool called Docling. So Docling is relatively new. It is designed to analyze documents by identifying text, blocks, tables, and layouts, which are often present in reports like the oil data PDFs that were shared. For the core task of reading the data, so for the core task of reading the data, reading the text rather from the PDF images, the script instructs Docling to use Tesseract. The Tesseract is an OCR engine. The script then automates this by using Python libraries to run Docling with Tesseract on every single PDF and creates a JSON output for each one of those PDFs. Output file from stage 1, which is essentially going through the PDFs and extracting the raw data. It is quite descriptive, so it has different parameters such as the bounding boxes for different tables, text, and images in the PDF. And second stage, the code sifts through the raw JSON that was generated by the first stage, the Docling output, to find clean and specific data points that we need. So using simple Python's regular expression library, we can create patterns that are precisely matching with the information that we need. For example, the API number, the well name, and so on. A separate function was built to navigate and parse the complex stimulation data table as well, which is over here. It extracts all the fields that we need. The result of this stage is a new set of structured JSON, or rather JSON files, one file for every PDF, where all the noise has been filtered out, meaning it has been cleaned, whatever that was there from the previous input, the Docling input, and only the fields that we need are organized and ready for the database. And finally, the third stage, the stage 3 completes the pipeline by taking the clean JSON data, which looks something like this. It has all the information like the API number, the well name, the operator name, and so on. So the stage 3 script just takes that information and it enters it into the MySQL database. The database has already been created by using a simple db-init file. It has all the different column names and tables that we are looking for. The database, when created, looks something like this. This is the database that we will be using, and this is the information that has been entered into the database. So the stage 3 essentially takes the JSON output from stage 2 and enters all the data in the database. This is the final step. Now my teammates will explain the next part of the lab in details.
Hi, this is Shivani from Group ADS. Basically, this is a Flask application that reads Wells data from a CSV file and then passes the geographic coordinates filtered by the region and then serves the data to a web API basically. First, this program uses the Flask to build a small web server. It also uses CSV module to read the well data from the files and regular expressions to interpret different altitudes, latitudes, and longitude format basically. So yeah, we have actually defined like two different patterns. One of them is DMS, degree in minutes and seconds. That those are like the coordinates for getting the correct location, which includes like the directions like north, south, east, west, which we have used like NSEW basically terms for it. And the other thing is decimal degree style, where the coordinate is already in decimal form with a decimal point. So that will define so we have also like defined the longitude and latitude bounds. So so that later we can filter out the wells outside the area of interest. Basically, the helper method, yeah, basically the helper method checks whether given coordinate lies within the boundaries or not, basically. And then the another helper method, which takes a match object of the DMS regex and converts it into the degree, minutes, and seconds into a decimal number, and handles the signs also. Like the negative is for south or west, basically, and the positive is for north and east. Then there are two passing functions which takes raw string values from CSV files, try matching it to the pattern that we have defined, and then convert if matched. If not, then check the decimal pattern and then pass it. Then also it ensures the pass value lies between the acceptable coordinate range, that is -90 to +90 for latitudes and -180 to +180 for longitudes. Then the main core function opens the CSV file and reads it row by row. For each row, it extracts fields like API number, well name, operator, raw latitudes, raw longitudes, and optionally the dectum or the surface hole location if available. Then it also calls the passing function to convert the raw coordinate strings into a decimal number. If the both the latitudes and the longitude passing is succeeded, the point lies within the bounds, and it also builds a dictionary which with all the relevant attributes and adds it to a list of wells. Finally, it returns the list of dictionaries, each containing API name, operator, longitude, latitude, datum, and the surface hole locations. That's about it. And then I have created like an HTML template for displaying the whole data. But this was the earlier approach. With this approach, we could get the output of 18 different wells. Like the location of these wells is accurate, and it actually specifies to the location where it is. So the main loopholes that we found in data were like at many at different data points, basically we were not having latitudes and longitudes, or they were not properly like not in a proper format.